And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today I'm going to talk about a game called Kaboom. Yes, it's a game named after a sound effect. This is a game in which you are building towers. Aha, you say. There are many tower building games, yes. But in this game, you get to do something that you've always wanted to do. Knock other people's towers down with catapult shots. Let's show you how the game works, and we'll be back. Here's the board. It has a big square in the middle that says 16 points, and the rest you kind of just put randomly around the outside of it. One person is going to go first, and they're going to be using a timer to build. They're going to have all these blocks here, and so they're going to build the different buildings that are here. So let's say I want to build this one. I need to put a purple block, a yellow block, a red block on top of that, and then an orange block, and then a purple block. Yay! That's worth 5 points. Some of them are harder to build. This one is worth 16 points. It needs a purple, purple, yellow, yellow, a blue on top of that. Let's see, a green, a purple, an orange, a green. Aren't you glad I'm saying the colors out loud, everyone? And we're almost done. Now that's pretty impressive, right? Except I don't think I would have done it in a time limit. But that's not all. While you're building buildings, the other players, depending on how many other players there can be up to 5 players, so the 4 other players will divvy up some ammunition cubes, and they'll be shooting them at the board while you're doing this, trying to knock over your building. Now if they knock your building over, you can keep building, but if the cube lands somewhere on one of these blocks, you can no longer build on that spot. So you can see they're going to land here very often. Not to mention, each cube also has a smiley face on it. So a smiley face, which is a kaboom symbol, is fine. But if the second one comes up, then the person who rolled the second one is allowed to hit the table with their fist and knock buildings down. One person also has this big cube, which is, well, bigger. And also, if this smiley face comes up, then you have to hit the table. You only can hit the table once per round. Let me show you a little bit of how it works. And here we go. So I'm looking around, I'm like, all right, so I'll build this building here. It seems pretty simple. And that missed. Okay, now you're allowed to build multiple buildings, so I'm going to start over here. This one needs that, and I missed again. And then that, and then another purple block on top of it. Sucker! Although that made a second kaboom. So now that one you did not see, but landed on a kaboom side. So now the person can hit the table with their fist. That's what you get for using such a good Geek Chic table. But if you use one of those white banquet tables, you're going to knock down everything. Now they still have more cubes, and time is running out, and they're really slow about shooting them. So I'm going to try to see if I can build another building here. Let's see here. Oh! So now see, they knocked the building over, but I can start rebuilding it. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to just build the same building, I think. And so, all right, that one almost hit me, which wasn't appreciated. But anyway, if you get 16 points, you get the points for the building. So even if a cube lands here and shuts it down, I'll still get the points for it unless it's fallen down. If it lands there and knocks part of the tower down, I can't build any of that tower back. I think I'm making it sound more complicated than it really is. It's not. At the end of your turn, you get points for any building that you've completely built. If you're playing with more than 2 players, you're going to have shots coming from all over the table, and you also have that time limit, which runs out really quickly. The first person to 16 points wins, which means if you can pull this off, you win the game. I've never seen it happen. Now let's be honest here. It's way better to be the catapult shooter than to be the builder. You would be surprised that when you're playing this game, how much pressure is on you as the builder. Because you're trying to build these blocks, and your hands will shake, and buildings will fall, and there's a time limit, and other people are shooting at you and hitting you in the head by accident, and shooting dice all the way across the thing, and every once in a while slamming your fist on the table, which makes you want to slam a fist on their head. This is a really, I mean, with 2 players it's fun, I guess, but it really shines with 5 players, because there's 4 other people shooting. They only have 2 shots each. So they're waiting for the best time to make their shot. And so you're sitting there and you're like, oh, my building, and then all of a sudden 3 shots come from 3 different directions. Super fun. Like I said, I've never seen the big one built, but the other one. This is a game that is really good for the whole family. I mean, as long as you don't mind things flying around a table, and it's certainly not a quiet game. Don't play this in a library. But it is, I mean, and it takes 20 minutes to play maybe, and it's a game that you can teach in about 2 minutes. It's a big box, but there's a lot of pieces inside, and it's one that people will talk about for a long time, hopefully without punching one another. Anyway, like I said, it's called Kaboom!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door! 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 Shut the door!